Hey everybody, it's Christine, and this week I have a story for you about how my own BS was called out by a horse. I know that seems a little strange. I'll explain. So a couple weeks ago I had the experience of going to a magical place called Miraval. It's a beautiful resort in Arizona, and they have lots of different classes and things you can participate in. And one of the things that I did was equine therapy, which is basically a class with horses. And I thought, hey, I'm a girl from Texas, like I know how to ride horses, this will be really fun. And I love horses. So we go to the class, and the head rancher girl sits us down, and she was really cool, cowboy chick, great belt buckle, awesome hat, kind of wanted to be her. She talked to us about horses in general and how they are great kind of BS meters. They're really, really sensitive to human emotions, and they can sense authenticity, and they're incredible mirrors for us. And we as humans, we make up stories about horses, like if they're not cooperating or if they're doing a certain thing, but really in so many ways they read our behavior, which is why they're great therapy tools, because they hold up a great mirror. So in this experience, we do not ride the horses at all. We have to groom them and interact with them. So they take us into the stable and introduce the horses and give us a demonstration on how to groom them. And a big part of it is cleaning their hoofs. And they teach us how you need to touch the horse so that he lifts up his hoof so that you can clean it. Because getting a horse to lift his foot is not an easy thing to do. So I follow the instructions, I'm paying attention, I'm a good student, I'm feeling pretty confident, feel pretty comfortable around horses. Get paired up with the biggest horse named Rooster and walk up to him and have my, technique in my head, and I'm ready to do it, and I'm touching the horse where I'm supposed to touch him, fully expecting the hoof to come up, just waiting. I get nothing. The horse is falling asleep, completely dozing off, doesn't even care that I'm there, isn't aware. He's like a statue, and no matter what I do, no matter how hard I squeeze, nothing is happening. So I experienced myself getting frustrated, so I walk back, and the rancher coach woman is like, how's it going? And I said, well, not well. Is my technique off? Am I doing it wrong? She goes, no, your technique's fine. What do you think is going on? And I said, I don't know. And she said, well, do you care if he lifts his hoof? And I said, I don't. Like, I've really learned in my life to practice detachment and not care. Like, if he doesn't lift his hoof, it's okay. Like, I know that we shouldn't get attached to things. And she's like, mm-hmm. And then I said, I am totally lying to myself. And this is where the BS comes in, how I was BSing myself. I said, I absolutely 100% care. I'm pretending that I don't care so that if it doesn't happen, I don't get as hurt. And I was like, wow, this is such a lesson for me. And I see how in my life, sometimes I pretend not to care, or I pretend not to get that invested, because then if it doesn't happen, oh well, I didn't lose that much. Don't get my hopes up. So my question to you is, does that resonate with you? Do you ever pretend not to care or practice being detached because maybe it's more spiritual when really, really, actually you do? And how much in your life are you not playing full out because you're not allowing yourself to care? So, back to the horse. Once I realized I'm totally BSing myself, and I admit to myself, you know what? I do care. And even if he doesn't lift his hoof, I'm going to make it okay for me to care. And I got really clear in my intention and really congruent and aligned inside. And I walked right up to that horse, and before I even touched him, he was awake and his hoof lifted right up in my hand. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. And the rest of the time, he was completely cooperative. I had a beautiful experience. I won't bore you with all the details. But the point is, the distinction between allowing ourselves to care but not being attached to the outcome, making it about our self-worth or our value, is important. It's totally okay to care about things. It's totally okay to get invested and to admit you care and to admit you want something and then go for it. Just don't make your own personal value, your happiness, your worth dependent on the outcome. But it's still okay to care about the outcome. So I think one thing we have to be conscious of in the whole consciousness movement and the whole personal growth movement is this detachment thing. To allow ourselves to have that human investment in the things in our life. And I'm so grateful I had this horse teach me this beautiful lesson. I'm so grateful that Rooster showed up totally authentic and mirrored to me how me not caring, the impact it makes. I don't get results that way. So since then, I've really been investing more in my life, making it okay to care about things and really go for it. And that's my encouragement to you this week. Make it okay to care. Really, really go for it. And if it doesn't happen the way you want it to happen, that's okay, but at least you gave it your best shot. Much light and many blessings. I'll see you next week.